The players aren't here right now. It's just you and me, audience. Do you want to know how the story ends? Spoiler alert. No, I'm not going to tell you.
Previously in the Brotherverse.
All of these zombies start just ripping each other apart. One finally pockets the gold and starts running towards the spire. And there's this sludgy water overflowing.
I kind of want to use Firebolt on it.
You start to see smoke erupting from different parts of the city.
Shit.
Like the main spire is just kind of covered in like a tornado of fire now. My name is Mordo. A winged figure dropped onto the spire, and with it came the darkness. It might have this talisman that you say you seek. He holds his hands out, and you see this white wind engulf the fire of the spire. Quickly! I'm only holding the fire back!
We run towards the spire.
Run. Thank you, Mordo.
Thanks, Mordo!
Fire comes up around you as you run into the door, into the darkness. So you guys basically just jumped into this void, which was the doorway into the spire. And as you did, flames erupted again behind you, kind of sealing you inside the large spire at the center of the city of Zamtal. So you jump in and your bodies hit the floor and you kick up some ash and dust. And when you stand up, you see that the scene in front of you is pretty apocalyptic. So the inside of the spire looks like it's intricately carved from sandstone, but basically everything looks scorched. So there's just ash everywhere on the floor. There's a giant statue standing in front of you that kind of looks like all the statues that are holding up the city of Zamtal. And it is holding up a spiral staircase that's running up the radius or the circumference of the spire, like up to the top. Along the walls, you see a bunch of carvings of like scenes that look like they could be like origin stories of the city of Zamtal, like people carrying bags of gold and grain and stuff like that. But all those are scorched as well. And so that's where you find yourselves right now.
How you guys doing on health?
Bad.
Not great. Very bad. I fell down that wall and now I have like 6 health.
Ooh.
I don't know what happened, but I think I might have had 3 that whole time.
It's amazing
Seriously?
You're not dead.
That's reckless.
Especially after you lit everything on fire.
Yeah. And then just
That's just poor level
my
design
way
by me.
out of the...
The challenge rating of this is 0.
No, we're just that good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe.
that's it.
So
Who needs help?
I-
This is a 3-heart speed run.
Yeah, no hit run.
I'm running pretty low on spell slots to cure us with, but I'm pretty certain I still have some vials from back at that spa. Some of those beauty products
From the
that
Oh.
I was feeling pretty ugly. So,
Yeah.
great.
It's not going to heal you. It's just going to like get rid of your acne.
Depends on which one.
Oh, no, I-
Better to
Some
look
are
good than
topical.
to feel good.
maybe we just lucked
Yeah.
out the first time and got one that helped your constitution, your health.
Yeah.
Now, we'll just take one and give us a good looking butt again.
Yeah, or the brain
One
loosening
can only
juice.
hope.
The body loosening juice.
Oh, yes, I do not want to become a puddle again. Let's not go through that. with
Well,
like
at 3 health.
Be a
like
very inconvenient
2,000
time.
stairs ahead of us.
Yeah. The worst thing.
Maybe on the way down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Use me as a parachute.
All right. So if I remember correctly, Dylan, you did use your unseen servant to grab a bunch of those vials, and you used one to heal Puff. So I'm gonna roll a dice here to see how many of those that you came out with. That is a 5. So
We
you
got
have 5 of those
vials.
vials.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dope. Okay. Well, I rummage through my pack and find these vials that I've had hidden away and give one to Puff and one to me. And Orc, how you doing?
I'm fine. I
Oh,
got,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, just
I don't-
just Puff and me.
I was waiting to see what happens to you guys.
We just drop dead immediately. You're like, good.
Yeah.
Glad I didn't drink a vial.
And then I drink it.
That would be very unfortunate. So, yeah, let me. How many of those are you going to try and drink?
Oh, I don't know.
I might do 2, actually.
Okay,
I am-
I would also do 2.
Okay. So,
Shots,
Dylan, roll-
shots.
Puff and Yenry.
beauty shot.
Hold up, Orc. Gotta do some quick shots before we climb these stairs.
Well, now I want in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just courage. It's not. It just kind of makes you drunk
Liquid courage.
and confident. I'm not at low health. You're at low health.
The beauty juice is alcohol. It makes you look better.
Yeah.
It makes other people look better.
Beer goggles. Yeah.
The eye of the beholder.
Ooh.
Is that me? Am I the beholder of my beauty?
When you said that, I definitely just thought of like the D&D monster, the beholder. I'm like, actually, a beholder has many eyes. So
Wow.
Absolutely.
the
did not
eyes
mean
of the
that.
beholder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great name for an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Yenry, you're going to drink 2. Roll a d20 for both of those.
Oh, okay. A d20 each?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me know what you get for both those.
It was a 6 and a 17. So
Okay.
23?
So you drink the first one and you don't feel anything.
Boo.
But for the second one, you feel really invigorated. So roll 4d4 plus 4 and add that to your health.
Oh, sweet. That's a 4, 2, 6, 3, and a 4.
Damn.
13 plus
that's a
4,
lot.
17. Sounds
Wow.
good to me.
All
Nice.
right. All right, poof. So do the same thing. Roll 2d20s.
Oh, first one's a 20.
Mm.
Second one's a 6.
All right. So the first potion that you take, you also feel you feel really invigorated, and so you can roll 4d4 plus 4 as well.
Okay.
And then the second one, you don't feel anything.
Oh. 5, 9, 13, 17 also.
No way.
Look at you guys.
That's probably got to be near full health for you
That's
guys.
pretty close.
Yeah. I'm only 4 away.
And an old
And Orc, were you drinking one too? No. All right.
I'm saving my last vial.
Cool. So you got the last beauty vial for
I'm
yourself.
slip it into my sock.
Yeah.
Keep it there for
It's like a
safekeeping.
dangerous place to hold it. Like why?
He's got those lace
Easy
up
access.
shoes
Mm-hmm.
up his leg.
He's got cargo socks.
All the
Like
pockets
cargo
on
pants.
my socks. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's on my socks.
Got pox on my socks.
All right.
All right. So, yeah, you guys are in this big, it's like a giant circular stone room. Like I said, it's super scorched, and there's a spiral staircase that is leading upwards, being supported by this giant statue.
Shall we?
Upward and onward.
Let's go. We walk
Let's
up the
start the hike.
stairs.
Yeah. And the stairs are big. They're like a foot tall each.
Oh.
No problem.
Hop up each one. I just stand with like both feet on the bottom step and swing my arms a little bit and go, hey, up. Hey, up.
You're like one of those
This is
wind up
gonna
hopping
take
toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This might take a bit, guys.
Yeah. So you guys start scaling these staircases and you start spinning upwards. And there's certain points in the staircase where you come to windows and you're able to see out over the city, and you're just seeing like explosions of fire that are coming up, and you can feel like the spire like shake with these giant explosions, and there's starting to be like ash and sand and rock that's kind of falling off of the sides of the walls as you're climbing the staircase.
Ooh.
So you keep going for a little bit, and eventually you reach an area where it's like you see a stone ceiling, and you kind of emerge from the staircase up out of a hole in the ground and find yourself on the floor of the top of the spire. So in this room, you look around, and there's basically windows that surround the walls of this entire area. And by windows, I mean they're just kind of like holes that open up into the city. Mm-hmm. And so you're still able to see like smoke rising up and flames blasting from certain areas. But in the room, basically directly across from you at the other side of this giant circular area, you see just piles of gold. Just piles and piles of gold and riches and jewels.
Nice.
And it's kind of, it's strewn about like everywhere in this circular room, but it's like piled up mostly on the other side, basically surrounding this giant throne that's sitting at the far side of the wall. Above the throne, you see another giant human statue, and in one hand it's holding like a scale, and the other hand it's holding a sword, kind of out over the room. And hanging from its torso is a giant flag that has the symbol of Zamtal on it. So, like, sitting on the throne, you see a dark figure with its head down, just sort of looking at the ground. You can see his body rising and falling slightly, like he's breathing.
Slash
Uh-oh.
sleeping.
Maybe.
It hasn't noticed us, though.
It hasn't noticed you.
I really want that gold. Like as much as possible.
Yeah, I gave several of mine to the zombies.
They're probably here. You could probably find those same pieces if you want them back.
Yeah, I write orc on all of them. I sign my name on each piece.
And this one's mine, and this one's mine.
This is going to take
And leave
forever.
all the rest.
Oh, so this is probably that dark figure. Do we see anything that looks talisman-esque, like the water one?
I mean, there's tons of jewels and gold in this room right now, so you're not seeing anything that stands out.
Not one that's like floating with an icon indicator over top of it or something.
No. And there's no like shining treasure chest like at the center.
Nope.
Okay.
There's no obvious
No
waypoint.
vibrating
right
controller that tells me when I'm getting hotter or colder.
now. Yeah.
I am at a total loss then.
Yeah. Well, might as well leave.
It's not here.
Nothing here.
It'll be very obvious. It's not here. What if he is the talisman?
The talisman?
The talisman. The talisman of darkness.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they meant.
That would be such a funny, dumb thing to throw in. Oh, I thought you said talisman, not talisman.
I feel like I've seen plenty of movies that is the entire plot.
The talisman.
Yeah.
It's like awful.
Wait, so what does this figure look like? Can we get more?
Roll a perception check.
7.
19.
19 also.
All right, so Orc and Puff, you see that this character is wearing a long, like, black robe, and it has its hood up, and his head is down, but you can see his hands are placed on each side of the throne, and his hands look gray and cracked, like cracked stone almost, and he has these long, black fingernails that almost look like talons. Other than that, like, his black robe has some like gold decoration on it, like running down the center. But other than that, you're not seeing much.
Am I correct in recalling that Mordo said something about this dark figure being like an eagle or something?
I thought they said he flew.
He said it was a dark figure that flew down from the sky and landed on the spire.
Okay.
Guess we better approach him, huh?
Yenry is very entranced by this gold, and his street kid instincts kick in, and he begins to slink over towards the corner of the pile.
So you gonna Scrooge
I'm gonna
McDuck it?
grab grab him by the scruff. What are you, a zombie? Get over here.
I'm sorry, I've never seen anything like this. This is all I've ever wanted.
You do realize that if we touch this, you're probably going to get immediately attacked by this guy.
I mean, maybe. He kind of looks like he's sleeping, though.
Have you ever seen Aladdin?
No.
What is that?
The hell is that?
Like a person named Aladdin?
I'm not
I
familiar.
went to college with
It's
an
a
Aladdin.
play that my pirate family used to put on while we were at sea.
Can you
put on
run us
stage
through
plays.
the plot quick?
Yeah, so this poor young pirate wanted some bread, and nobody would give him bread, and then he found this big cave full of gold, and they were like, don't touch the gold, but he did.
And then he became a prince? I don't know. That sounds awesome. What? Why are you telling me?
I think I'm
Not
forgetting
to
a
do
lot of the details. Yeah, and he married a princess, so don't touch the gold.
Wait, so the moral of the story is don't touch the gold?
The gold?
Touch gold, marry princess?
Yenry starts walking towards the gold again.
I'm so confused.
All right, you've convinced me. Go ahead and get the gold.
Okay. Just like Aladdin. And I'll start just tiptoeing over to the closest pile of gold. But he's trying to be sneaky about it.
Are there any
So roll up.
carpets among the treasure?
No, there's no carpets.
Damn.
Just gold. But yeah, so you start walking over towards the gold. So you're walking. He doesn't seem to be moving or noticing you.
Okay. He'll sneak around sort of the left side towards like the leftmost edge. Or whatever the closest pile on the leftmost edge is.
Okay. I'm guessing you're going to try and swipe some.
Yeah. Once I get over there, if I can pick up a handful of the gold and inspect it.
All right. Roll a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Please roll very... Oh, you have that lucky, too.
It's a 9.
Ah.
Okay. So Yenry reaches down and tries to just grab this giant pile of gold, and he lifts it up. And as he does, one of the coins slips off the top and falls and hits the pile and clinks down, and then hits the floor and spins and hits the ground. And you just hear this low moan from across the room. He just goes, "Who disturbs my slumber?"
Hey, you've seen the play.
Yeah.
Are we in the play?
Reading for the part of...
Line?
Sand lion. Sand tiger. So the figure stands up and rises into the air a little bit. His feet are just kind of dangling below him. And he lifts his head up. And you all see this cracked gray face with these dark, reflectionless eyes that look like the other zombies. And he lifts his head all the way up and his hood falls down. And you see that he's wearing a gold crown with a black jewel in the center. And the crown seems to be like fused to his head. There's these like gold veins that are running from the crown into his face that are like pulsing rhythmically. And he just looks out to you and he says, "I'm so happy to see that I have newcomers in my city. You will make great warriors for me in my quest to retrieve the riches of the world. My name is Zoo, the Golden One. Are you ready to... Oh, fuck. Dog. Sorry, one sec. I need to close my doors.
Zoo has
Zoo has a dog?
Aw.
Aw.
Somebody close the door so Zoo's dog doesn't come in.
Right in the middle of the epicness.
Yeah,
Zoo has a
Fucking
dog.
Brim.
Zoo has a
Brim.
dog.
That's all he can give. God, I'm making a speech here, Brim. And Zoo pushes the dog away.
What kind of dog does he have?
it a Pomeranian?
It's a Labradoodle. Yeah.
That's canon now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zoo and Brim.
Is it zoo? Like a
Zoo.
Okay.
And
Like
Brim?
Like
Zoo.
Z.
Brim as in brimstone?
Brim is not going to be canon in this.
It's too late.
It'd be kind of funny if Brim was
It's
canon
too
in
late.
this. Yeah, it's too late.
It's too late. We've said it. And there's no such thing as editing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yes.
I totally lost my entire train of thought.
Yeah, I forgot what you were saying too.
Zoo is saying some
yeah.
riches of the world, some
Oh,
some,
cute dog.
death.
We're gonna be
Thank you.
soldiers.
That's where I was. It's like, you will make great warriors in my quest to collect the riches of the world. Are you ready to become my servants?
No.
Nah. Yenry just slips the gold in his hand into his pockets.
Oh man.
All right, so Zoo holds out his hand and roll initiative.
Okay. God, the number of times we've sang that song on this show is...
That's like the Pokemon battle.
Yeah.
Slash Wayne's World every time.
Yeah.
the both of them together.
I got a 21.
I got a 5.
9.
21.
Wait. Hold on. What do I add to it? How'd you get a 21?
Oh shit.
Initiative.
You add your initiative.
10. I also forget.
And what?
8.
8. All right. So you see Zoo rise up into the air and his feet are just kind of dangling and he raises his arm out and you see basically a body rise up out of the gold like a zombie body and he just hurls it at Yenry.
He hurls the zombie at me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like just a body.
That was buried under the
And
gold.
so yeah. And so that starts flying across the room. And what's your AC?
15.
15? Okay. So the body hurls across the room and it just sort of like clips your head as it flies by and you just get kind of knocked off kilter and the body just slams against the far wall and falls motionless to the ground.
God.
So you're okay.
Jesus.
Next is Yenry.
I'm gonna retreat back to my friends, run away from this gold pile so I can get as far back.
Okay.
That's not gonna invite an attack of opportunity, right? Because I'm not close to him.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, that was a ranged spell attack.
Cool. I'm gonna sprint back to them, and then give a bardic inspiration die to Orc.
Yeah.
Nice. Way to use those skills.
Yeah. And say, "Oh God, I'm so sorry. Please do something about that."
Why didn't you tell me all the middle parts of Aladdin?
They did have to fight a boss battle, basically. Then Princess.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
was this Jafar character you left out before?
Yeah. All right. Are you going to use an action? Dylan?
I guess that's only a bonus action, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna hunker down and try to. Can't you prepare an attack if something comes at me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ready an attack, a counter attack if something comes after me.
Okay. Cool. So are you saying like if he comes close to you or if he attacks or like what's the condition you want?
I guess if he throws another body at me, I want to be able to like slice it or react to it in a way that can try to parry it. Is
Okay.
that cool?
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we can do with that.
Okay.
All right. So next is Puff.
All right. I am going to use a magic missile.
Okay.
Cool. So 3 darts. I am going to aim at 3 of the veins on his head.
Okay.
See if that does anything.
Sounds good.
So 1d4. That's a 3 for the first one. 4. 3, 4, 4.
Okay. So you raise your hand up, and these beams of light shoot out, and they go and hit Zoo right in the face, and you see him like get his head knocked back, and there's kind of like ashen embers that fly up as the missiles collide with his face. And once he recovers from that, puts his face back down. You see that the veins are pulsing more quickly. But he just kind of looks at you with a big grin like the zombies, and just kind of chuckles at you. Ha 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 ha. And just starts floating around. All right, so Orc, you're up next.
All right, I'm gonna rage,
Obviously.
and then can I throw the zombie back at him?
The zombie's just kind of no. The zombie would be too heavy to throw that far.
Oh, so he's pretty strong, huh?
Why can he do it?
Because he's a magic boss. That's why.
Can I try to run and tackle him?
So you wouldn't be able to tackle him because he's 60 feet away from you. Tackling would be like an action. So you could basically run all the way up to be like right in front of him, though.
Yeah, let's go for it.
If you dashed.
I want to
Okay.
run into a position where on my second turn I could, I want to get like 25 feet away from him so I can sprint and tackle him next time.
Okay.
And then I'll do the
Cool.
same thing
So-
that Yenry did and prepare to be attacked.
Okay.
Oh, so I guess I can only run 30 feet. I can only run halfway there.
You can basically run the 30 feet right now and then prepare an action.
Yeah.
But an action would either be like dash, attack, hide, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I guess if he attacks me, I'll attack him.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So Zoo, it's his turn next. So you see him raise his arms up and make this like symbol as he waves his arms, and he like splits in two. It's like a molecule going under mitosis or whatever that's called, like an organism like splitting apart. And so there are suddenly two of him floating there.
Oh, no.
And they're like 10 feet apart.
Are they the same size, or are they like half-sized? Two.
They look the same.
Smaller.
Yeah. Like, well, this seems easier now. This isn't nearly as scary.
Who would win? One
Yeah,
big
there's-
zoo or two little zoos?
Yeah. All right, so Yenry, you're up.
Okay. Since Orc has run up, I'll follow the big brave man and run up behind him. And I actually have a trait that says I can try to hide behind larger creatures. So I'm going to do that
Okay.
behind Orc. But then I'm going to cast...
Works for me.
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation and try to cast a shower of sparks in his general direction over the two images of him and look to see if the showers of sparks fall through one of the images or if they bounce off the shoulders and head of it. So I can kind of see if one of them is like a
Oh.
mirage.
Aha.
Interesting. Okay, I like that. So you raise your hand up and you shower these sparks above him, and make a perception check.
Okay. That is a 21.
Okay. So as the sparks come showering down, you notice that the sparks go through the one on the left.
Okay.
And the one on the right, it like bounces off his face.
And I say, Orc, aim for that one on the right. That's the real zoo.
Whoa, how do you know?
'Cause I'm a genius. 'Cause I got magic.
Man, humility in dangerous situations.
As he hides behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, Puff, it's your turn.
Alrighty, I'm gonna use firebolt on the guy. Whether there's anything
I
special.
just want to make this whole place erupt in flames too. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot to say there's oil on the ground.
It had been raining recently, and
Yeah.
all water is oil.
That's a 24.
24?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that hits.
And then it's a 1d of 10. 7.
7 damage? Cool. So you reach out your hand and this pillar of fire shoots from your fingertips and hits Zoo square in the face, and he kind of flips backwards in the air like one of those stuntmen that's attached to wires from the ceiling. And, and he regains himself and just looks at you. He's like, well, you are a clever bunch of beings. And then he rights himself and like composes himself again. And so next would be Orc.
All right, I want to try to tackle him and pin him to the ground with my immovable rod.
Whoa.
Whoa, that is crazy. Okay.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so you're going to run at him, and I'm going to say... Yeah, I'm going to say you can do this because it's like to press your rod would be like an object interaction, and tackling him, we'll just do a like grapple. So you sprint towards him and the right one and tackle him out of the air and roll a strength check.
All right.
Right, I think it's a strength check.
23.
Oh man. Yeah, so you hit him and you feel a lot of resistance. Like he feels a lot heavier in the air than you would expect. But you, in your rage, just grab him and tackle him to the floor. And as you do, you take your movable rod and you press it. And he is pinned to the ground.
Sweet.
And you hear him like rasp as he's trying to breathe.
Get him, boys. He's pinned.
Silly Zoo.
It like seems a little weirder to just like beat the shit out of something that's pinned to the ground.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
okay.
you could see if he's willing to
Submit.
to talk.
So next is Zoo's turn. So he tries to like squeeze out of the immovable rod, and you see him shake a little bit and just scream, and he's just pinned down, and his mouth is just like gaping open. But he looks at Orc with his eyes, and Orc, roll a Constitution saving throw. You're like looking into the pits of his eyes right now.
I don't know if this matters for saving throws, but that was a critical failure.
Yeah, just so you feel yourself fade away. And Yenry and Puff, you see Orc stand up and look your way, and his eyes are just black pits. And he smiles at you.
Fuck. Okay.
You should have watched Aladdin.
No.
Oh no. Sound like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, bother. Looks like Orc is a zombie now. Okay.
So yeah, Yenry, you're next.
Is my turn? Okay. Having seen my friend just get zombified in a fit of rage, I'm going to run over and draw my rapier and jump and just try to stab it down through the chest of Zoo. Be like, you bastard! You can't do that to Orc!
Okay, so you're able to run up and you jump with your rapier and bring it down on Zoo's chest and roll an attack roll with advantage.
Okay. That's a 13.
13? Okay, so you go to do that and you feel your sword like go into his body, but you don't feel like hit anything. And Zoo just kind of looks at you and laughs again, and he
close my eyes.
like puts his he puts his hands around your rapier and just like pulls it out of himself and lifts you up with it.
Oh God.
So Puff, you're next.
Okay.
So he's still pinned, just holding Yenry above himself.
Yeah, he's like pinned on. I'm gonna say he's like pinned on his stomach, and his arms are just sort of out.
Well, I am going to spend 2 more sorcery points to gain back a 2nd level spell slot, and I am going to cast Crown of Madness on my own friend.
On Orc.
Orc.
Oh.
Oh.
What he's like double
Yeah.
controlled.
He's a double agent.
All right. Yeah,
Just
do
my
that.
will
That's
against
awesome.
Zoo's will.
Yeah.
Mind fight.
That's sick.
I feel like
All right,
I'm
so-
Genie now in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he has to do a wisdom saving throw.
Yep, that's true.
You got to start rattling
So,
off some Robin Williams one-liners.
Wait, so what does that go? What does that go against? Like on my side.
Your spell save DC?
Oh, spell save DC. Okay.
Oh god, I don't even know who would like be rolling the wisdom saving throw because he's like under control of another person. I'm gonna say Orc, you roll the wisdom saving throw because it's sort of your mind that's being like controlled by these two forces. So you're gonna be the one who determines like if you succumb to it or not.
Please don't roll one of your really good.
It's another crit failure.
Oh!
Hooray!
All right. So
The one time we'll ever have that reaction. Yay!
Yeah.
Roll a 1.
yeah.
Hooray for failure!
Damn, that's crazy. Okay, so yeah, Orc has now a crown of madness, so he has these dark pits of eyes, and now he has a fancy little crown above his head too.
He's got pits in his pits.
Yeah.
Yeah, Orc, you're looking pretty badass.
I don't
right,
know
so
what's
Orc-
happening.
Yeah.
And he's raging. Raging.
That's like it's like drinking a Four Loko. It's like an upper and a downer at the same time. His heart's gonna explode.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
God.
raging and under 2 spells. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mixing too many drugs there. Or
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. This is how people die in Vegas. All right. So, yeah, so it's Orc's turn next. So, based on Crown of Madness, you attack the enemy of your enemy that's closest. This is a whole like weird string of things. You're going to attack Zoo. He's the person you're going to attack because he's apparently
He
your
just
ally
gets
now.
confused and attacks
in a
Yenry.
weird way. Yeah. he kills himself just out of self-pity.
I am the enemy.
I am the
Yeah.
nearest enemy.
He just does the seppuku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orc.exe has stopped working. Just,
Yeah.
It's total system failure.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Orc.exe has crashed. Please restart. Okay. So Orc, make an attack roll against Zoo with advantage.
With my great axe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chop his head off.
19.
19. Okay, that definitely hits.
That'll do.
Roll for damage.
Do I still get my +2 raging damage?
Yeah, definitely. You're on all the drugs and all the roids still.
Oh, so that is a 15.
Whoa. 15. All right. So you bring the your great axe down on him, and you feel your blade just sink deep into his chest, and he lets out another huge scream, and you see just his entire body just kind of crumple to ash before you, except for his head. And as you do that, you feel your senses come back to a certain extent. Like you can feel Zoo's power sort of being lost on you, but you're still under the crown of madness.
What do I do?
And so Zoo's head sort of rolls away from the immovable rod, and it just stops for a second. And then you just hear a low laughter again. He just goes, ha, 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 ha. And you see the head rise up again, and from it you see this like tail come out of where the neck is, like this black tail, and the head starts to transform as it does, and the head transforms into a gigantic black dragon. And the dragon still has the crown fused to its head with veins running across its entire body. This thing's like 30 feet tall. And he says, "So you had to make me take my true form. Now you will really see the power of Zoo, the Golden One."